Hi, my name's Richie. I'm a guitar player. This is my fourth vlog, and I just wanted to. I'm in Belgium. I didn't just want to say I'm in Belgium and just sort of announce it like that, but I'm in Belgium, and like I get to travel with my work, and I am very grateful for that. That's not what the blog is about, but I should just remind myself that I've done other jobs, and this one is really hard work. Um, and it's very demanding. But I get to chill out and have fun as well at points. So I just wanted to touch on the difference between, like, as discussed by guitar teachers on the internet, the difference again, and myself, the difference between noodling, playing, and practicing. And if you think of noodling being like the typical guitar player just going through pentatonic shapes without thinking about what they're doing in front of the TV, maybe there's a wife or a girlfriend there, and I'm being sexist already but maybe let me restart this. A guitar player sitting in front of the TV, going over pentatonic shapes, just like random blues riffs, and maybe there's a partner to that guitar player, and they're a bit irritated by it, because not only is it noise going over the TV, they can tell it's not present or mindful noise. Like the player doesn't really know what they're doing. So that's like noodling, which apparently is very bad to do. And then you've got practicing, which is where you've noticed a deficiency or there's something you want to learn, and you're sitting there, probably by yourself, working on how to play things. And the classic effective way of learning how to practice something is to play it slow, is to play it along with a tempo, so a metronome, and build up the speed. And then if it's too much, you break it down into smaller chunks. And you have to break things down sometimes I have to break things down into really small chunks when I'm doing this mindful practice. And I was talking about something the other day, and you got that, and then you got playing out, and you got playing. So maybe like you're playing a piece of music, or maybe there's people in the room with you, and you're playing to entertain them. You're playing, and or it could be a gig. One could be busking. Not me. I'm too shit scared to busk, but like one could be busking, and the idea that you're not going to get the benefit of practicing from doing the playing, and then you're not going to get the benefit of practicing from noodling, especially, and that noodling is like this like low tier activity. And I agree, it is. However, there is a similarity with noodling in that extra creativity can come out because pressure is taken off, and the player is got something else to focus their mind on. I mean, I find sometimes I'm coming out with some wicked stuff when I'm watching, especially a film which is inspiring to me. It used to be Kill Bill 2. That used to be my guitar practicing movie, and my flatmates could never understand why I was watching it every day. But yeah, so I find that film inspiring, and stuff that's inspiring also gets you going, gets the brain chemistry going. I find that when the brain chemistry is going and then the playing is happening, that, number one, the pressure can be taken off. Yeah. And because there isn't time or space to be so self-reflective like you would be with practicing, like, oh, that isn't right, I'll start again. When you're playing a gig, you can't do that. And when you're noodling, the pressure's taken off. So that mindful level of practicing doesn't really come into it. So I'm saying that there's a similarity there. And for me, if I'm playing a show, I'm aware of what's happening with the band. I'm always listening. I play in a listening band, so we're always listening to each other and reacting and contributing in this musical conversation. So if I'm doing that, I'm doing that. So and I'm not thinking about where my fucking fingers go. I'm not worried about that. Where my fingers go is not part of my actual, where I'm about on the neck, I might have a conversation with myself as I'm playing, as I'm watching myself play. In a flow state, I might say, move up, move around the neck to give it a bit more variety, or I might be like, do some high pitched stuff, or go up to that position there and do some licks there. Go to the BB box, or go to the root pentatonic shape. You know, I might instinctively be telling myself, not using those words because that takes too long to think and suggest these ideas, but I might be suggesting that to myself as I'm playing, because what I'm suggesting is at the highest level of playing, and this is my personal experience, but the highest level of playing isn't practicing, and it sits above noodling and playing out. You can't do it with sheet music in front of you. In fact, it's probably difficult to do that whilst playing notes that other people have composed and arranged in their syntax with their nuance and their instructions, however those come across. It's probably impossible to get there, because what's happening is you're really letting go and playing, and flow comes out. And for me, I don't want to practice where my fucking fingers go, although that's important. I'm aware I want to practice and maintain flow within my guitar playing. And to do that, I need to do the where the fuck my fingers go practice. I need to do that. But I also need to work on my mentality. I need to work on how to relax and concentrate at the same time. I need to be concentrating on what other people are playing and how to make them sound good. And they will do the same for me. Because actually, proper ensemble playing isn't about you or me or they or them. It's about an energy exchange. This is just my opinions, which maybe I don't even believe in anyhow, because I'm quite agnostic. But the idea that the ego is taken out and it's just love. And music can occur on that level. And for me, the more often I get to that level of music, which isn't, I'm not talking about a level of competence of playing here, I'm talking about flow. They're related. But the level of competence of playing thing, well, that increases when I play with flow. So why would I be looking to go for a technical level of competence when I know that hitting flow is going to give me that and more? So yeah, I think noodling, there's something about noodling which is almost like looking into the window of a room of flow. And like there's something about intent practicing where you really work on your biomechanics and your musical theory and you know what the fuck you're doing, that kind of unlocks the door to that room. But to go and be in that room, that's a state of mind. And I feel like I'm just going to say the same thing again and again in these vlogs, but that's okay. When you're in the room of flow, you've got to learn how to make it comfortable for yourself to be in there. Because if you start thinking, oh, I'm in the room of flow, it's like being in a lucid dream if you've ever done that. Oh, I'm in a lucid dream. Oh, I'm dreaming. Oh, I was suddenly woken up. Oh, I'm in a lucid dream. What can I do? I know I'm going to conjure up a bunch of really attractive people to have sex with in this dream. By the time I have thought, if I do that in a lucid dream, by and large, that ain't going to happen. Because by the time I've said, oh, I'm going to conjure up, that's enough to wake me up out of the dream. But there is a way of doing lucid dreaming, of being willing to enter into it and having a discourse between your conscious mind and your unconscious, and an awareness of your awareness. By focusing on those things, one can enter into a lucid dream state more easily and access incredible things. You know, but likewise, if I'm playing the guitar and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go between the dominant seventh note and the root, and I'm going to bend the dominant seventh up a tone so it hits just below the tonic note, but I'm going to do it microtonally, a little bit like the blues legends. If I start thinking that shit, it ain't going to happen. So this one's been a bit sweary, but I believe honestly, like I'm going to be lying or something. My truthful position is that technical mastery of an instrument is a facet of what's going on. I believe that playing in an ensemble is a feeling like nothing else. And as a guitar player, if you're a guitar player watching this and you don't play in an ensemble and you don't improvise in an ensemble, that's cool. But I do recommend you try and do it. Give it a try. If it sounds exciting to you, if the idea of it sounds exciting to you, it probably is going to be exciting to play. And if the idea of it sounds just absolutely terrifying and not your bag, then please don't force yourself to do anything. But you can always give something uncomfortable a go. Give it a try. Live in the moment. Be an Eckhart Tolle of your instrument. Connect. Feel something in your fucking heart and express it. For me, sitting down and practicing like my scales, like learning the names of the different scales, practicing intervals, ear training, playing a scale on one string, working out triads across the neck. All of this stuff is fucking good. It's all good. But it's not the end game. And it's just a part of the process.